But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die. It's really that simple.
Grapplers, what's going on? Today we're here to talk about grapplers, what's going on? Today we're here to talk about UFC 220, Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. If you saw my last video, I laid out a format for both fighters, and I chose Francis Ngannou for the upset victory. He was favored in the fight, but in my eyes, he would have been the upset victory. He had a lot of things to overcome. Never bet against a wrestler. That's usually the MO, right? The challenges that Francis Ngannou ran into, he wasn't able to overcome. The wrestling game was just too dominant for Francis Ngannou. Now I figured, and props to both fighters, I figured in the training, that the wrestling game would be a focal point for Francis and his camp, knowing that Stipe in the striking game really wouldn't engage in like a full boxing match. That wasn't going to happen. We knew the wrestling game was going to go into play. The exciting part about the fight was when Stipe was hitting those blast doubles. I was like, dang, in the middle of the ring, just level change and go right through him. That was pretty cool to see. As I predicted, Stipe would utilize the cage to pin Francis Ngannou down, which he did really well. Head pressure, and then he actually used his leg to lock up Francis' leg. So, when you put that head pressure, you put that weight in the back of the neck, that just wears on your spine and your back. And then, of course, if you have no leg to stand on, you can't stand up. So he did what he had to do to wear out Francis Ngannou. He just got him tired. And, 5 rounds, 25 minutes later, Stipe Miocic definitely won the control game. Scored his points where he needed to score his points and had a dominant championship performance. So, Francis Ngannou came in. That's his, I think he's had less than 6, maybe 7 professional fights. I was really hoping to see his wrestling game improve and go to the next level. I know he's around a lot of high quality coaches and things like that. So I think that's one thing in the future that Francis Ngannou, if he can, even come up with a wrestling game, he's really going to be a problem. If he knows how to sprawl, if he knows about head position. The biggest thing I saw from Francis Ngannou that I think really would have helped out, and you really wouldn't know this unless you're really focused on wrestling and you've been wrestling for a really long time, is controlling your opponent's hands. Stipe Miocic spent a lot of time with Francis against the cage, and Stipe had his hands on Francis's head from all different angles. And in wrestling, we like to say fight the hands. You put your hand on their hand, peel it off. You peel it off, you can start stacking your way back up. So that was one thing that stood out. But cheers to both fighters. Francis has a little bit of ways to go to become a well-rounded fighter. He did do some really great things. His stand-up game has some more chains on it. I saw him throwing some kicks, some knees, things you probably wouldn't expect. His cardio is what it is. They're heavyweight fighters. Cardio is cardio to me in that. Of course, I've seen some great heavyweights just go a full 25 minutes and not get tired. But for the most part, I think that just comes with experience. As you see, Stipe Miocic didn't really have any issue, but no one really pushed the pace with him. The great news is Stipe's trying to relax and rest, but hey, you get the #1 headband, you really don't get a chance to rest, so there's going to be someone vying for that next chance to take you down. Cain Velasquez, rumors talking about him coming back. That'd be an awesome match. Stipe versus Daniel Cormier. I think that's a really, really great match. That'd be entertaining to see. They fight kind of similar, so that would be something to watch. Anyway, I picked Francis Ngannou for that upset victory. This time he didn't get it, but he didn't do a bad job. That's the thing about it. He really didn't do a bad job, like at all. You know, it wasn't like he got blew out the water by Stipe by any means. He got pressured and wore out. You know, David and Goliath, whatever you want to say, that's pretty much the formula that worked. So, hats off to both fighters. You know, it was entertaining. Really looking forward to see if Daniel Cormier goes against Stipe. That'd be interesting. Anyway, let me know what you got to say. Natural Grappler.